What up, boxing fans? It's Rick Drake back again, aka Black Vengeance 28. Um, I wanted to take a moment to discuss this Triple G and Canelo Alvarez fuckery that's going on right now in boxing. I think we can safely say that the boxing powers that be could not wait for Floyd Mayweather to retire. It's evident by the politics that are, you know, being conducted right now by HBO, WBC, and other sanctioning bodies. Floyd Mayweather used to take a lot of slack for saying that he was boxing, that when he leaves the game, the sport would suffer. I know myself, I've often said that, boxing was around before him. It'll be around after him. But what we're experiencing now, as far as the political game in boxing, specifically the welterweight division, we're feeling the effects right now of Floyd Mayweather being retired. I know many understand that Floyd Mayweather represented something that the powers that be, I'm going to keep calling them, did not like about the black athlete. But, I just got to say to that, they need to get over it. This one beat you. And I know a lot of people understand what I mean when I say this one. Because we all know this sport's history and how it has treated the black athlete who was at the top of its game towards the end of its career. They've exploited us. They've pimped us. And Floyd Mayweather actually, turned it on itself. He ended up pimping the game, the institution, the system. He took the negativity that was being lashed out onto him and he, funneled it into and we have to give Floyd Mayweather his credit. He funneled it into an excellent business plan. And now we're seeing the effects of it. We're experiencing it just on some of the recent decisions in boxing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I definitely feel that a lot of these really bogus decisions that we've been getting lately has a lot to do with the sport trying to politically position certain fighters to be the face of the sport. Triple G, I think the guy has a great amount of talent. He is someone who can make a lot of noise in the sport. But I think his management team is probably one of the most horrendous I've ever seen, next to the Mike Tyson era of the 80s, in that they're not even looking out for their own self. I could see if they were doing a Don King route, which is, filling their own pockets, but they can't even do that right. I mean, that horrendous card, of the David Lemieux versus Triple G was evident. I mean, that should have shown people right from the door that Triple G's team has absolutely no idea what they're doing. Tom Loeffler, I don't know, man. I think you need to, maybe choose a different career, because the way you're managing Triple G is pretty bad. And then on to Triple G himself. We keep hearing that everybody's ducking you. But no, not everybody is ducking you. Laura has been on record calling you out for several years now. DeGale calling you out. I mean, it's just recently come out that DeGale really tried hard to make the fight between you. You were willing to move up and wait to fight Carl Froch, but, you are on record as saying you wouldn't fight certain fighters. Now, listen, am I one to put myself in the mental mind frame of a fighter? No. But I think I know what I'm talking about when I see somebody who is blatantly trying to pad his record and just catch paydays and not really strive to unify the division as you claim you wanted to do. I think that Triple G's team, when it comes to the whole Canelo Alvarez situation, they're up against it. They're up against the big machine. Listen, we all know that WBC favors Mexican fighters. Let's not make this into a bigger issue than it already is, because we don't need to say this person or that person or place the blame. We know what the WBC stands for. I've always said we be crooks. That's it. WBC. They were elated when Canelo Alvarez got that belt, and they are not going to let that belt go to any other fighter than a Mexican fighter. We just need to accept it. I know some other people have been wondering whether will Floyd Mayweather come out of retirement, fight Canelo again. I don't think he will. I think Floyd is pretty much done with the sport as far as it comes to fighting. I think Floyd has bigger aspirations, but this is, then again, one of those big things is why I've admired Floyd. He sees the bigger picture, and I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for that. So back to the whole Canelo Alvarez and Triple G situation. Listen, Triple G and his fan base need to understand, you bit off more than you can chew. You tried to force David Lemieux down the throats of hardcore boxing fans who saw right through the situation, saw right through everything that was going down, anything that had to do with that fight. And I think that the pay-per-view numbers were reflective of that. Now, listen, I know a lot of people who were riding with David Lemieux. I even thought that David Lemieux had a shot. I thought he had a puncher's chance to win that fight. But even when Triple G and Lemieux met up in that ring, see, here's the deal. Those that tuned in to the David Lemieux and Triple G bout, up until that point, Triple G had marketed himself as this this unstoppable destruction machine who wanted Mexican style. But you didn't do that, Triple G. You walked in there, and when you fought opposition who could lay them hands on you, you resorted to using the sweet science. And I think a lot of people got hip to, okay, well, maybe Triple G isn't who we thought he was, this Terminator, if you will, of the middleweight division. He's not going to walk into the ring with a fighter who can not only get hit, but he can hit back. No, Triple G resorted to using the jab, which, again, I can't fault him for doing. He fought a smart fight. But the problem is that when you market yourself as something and then the fans see something else, it's very hard to try to sell yourself as a particular style of fighter. I think that this is one of the biggest issues that Triple G's camp and he has, among other things. Again, I'm not going to get into them, but I'll leave that to later videos. But my overall thing of what I was trying to get at with this whole situation is that I think that Triple G and his fans need to understand that it's his time right now to eat crow. He's got to suck it up. I can't wait to see what 2016 has to bring when it comes to the middleweight division, especially with DeGale. I got my eye on him. I think there's things he needs to improve on, but I think that if Triple G decides to move up, which I think is probably going to be the better idea for him to do, I see a potential barn burner there. So, yeah, that's all I got to say right now. I'm about to go out, eat dinner. I just want to give my thoughts on the whole Triple G and Canelo situation. I will be doing another video about Canelo Alvarez and the fuckery he's doing right now, because I think that a spotlight needs to be shined on Canelo, because Canelo is doing some really shifty shit. And I think that he's all too soon going to find himself in a situation where he's backed himself into a corner like Cotto did. And I think that he's going to kind of take the easy road out. And I'm waiting for the hypocrisy that's about to start as a result of that. So, yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. You guys take care. Love the YTBC. Take care and be safe. Peace.